Axle toss. Yeah, I've been trying to dodge work all day, just drink a brisk, eating Old Spice, but they're making me do some stuff now.
Eating Old Spice?
Don't judge me.
I mean, it smells good for once.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But we got some great matches going on. We have the reigning world champions, Flipside Tactics, and a team looking to bring them down in the lower bracket. We see Flipside down in the lower bracket quite often, so I'm sure they're not concerned about that. But let's talk about Selfless a little bit. We know Flipside. Selfless, on the other hand, they've been together quite a while.
Yeah, I want to actually touch on, before we even get into the history, what James said. James mentioned about this team having the potential to take and be this kind of wild card team, a team that can come in out of nowhere, and a lot of it does have to do with that history. They, as you mentioned, came in Season 2, fell just short. They were back known as Momentum. Yep. They finally get in, they stick to their team, they tried out JNAPs for a little bit, didn't work out. They come back with their original roster, they qualify, and they end up going to LAN all with that swing. And because of that, like, this team has been together for so long, and the ability to, in my circumstance, from when I see these guys play, from anywhere on the field, something nutty can happen. And that's scary to defend against.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, again, let's talk about the sub game. Let's talk about the sub game right now. Pluto, I think they have the best sub game going on right now. What team has a sub like Pluto? And the fact that you have to put him
Northern
on as a
Gaming
sub,
with Turbo?
I guess so. I guess it's working out for them right now. But Flipside Tactics, going against the scene, they said they played together on PS4 before. There's good chemistry, and chemistry is important on the field. Flipside Tactics, though, I mean, especially coming into the end of the regionals there, showed they have that chemistry. The Desk talked about that third man kind of power and potential, and Greasy Meister showed that potential coming into regionals. I mean, again, he was hopped up on like 10 brisks at that point, I think. He was just going off, and if we can see that in this right now, that's going to be really scary for Selfless.
Well, it's difficult to kind of contemplate that until it happens. We actually got a little bit to talk to Greasy as he was bantering before we got into the games, and I'm like, so should we just assume you're going to lower bracket, or like what's the plan? He's like, yeah, we'll drop to lowers. We got this. And I'm like, all right, whatever, man, whatever you say. So who knows what these guys are going to do, but it sounds like the crowd has a favorite here as we kick this one off.
We'll find out game number 1 in this best of 5. Flipside Tactics and Selfless. See if Flipside can hold on to that title on the upper bracket or drop down into the lowers. That's sort of expected there, as they usually do. Selfless looking to be the ones to send them down there. As off the bat, we have Flipside trying an early attack. Greasy's already up, trying to get in the way there of Timmy. That's not going to do anything, as they'll send back to midfield. Marky Duda off the wall. No touch from him will allow Timmy to send that back down into the Flipside end. Greasy just slowly waiting for a touch. He knows a boomer could come out. Selfless wasn't able to find it. They'll have to just give away possession now. Early in, no goals here. Off the backboard, Greasy with a chance, drops it down. Oh, what a save from Timmy! Just keeps that one out, keeping them at a 0-0 scoreline, and tries for the first, the counterattack.
That's where you need to be careful from Selfless, those counterattacks, but it's gonna go all the way back down. Greasy gets a goal.
What a roller coaster of emotions, as Flipside started off on the attack, had to try again from their own end. Selfless almost turned around for a counter. Flipside grabbing the first.
That's the difficulty of these guys. You need to be careful that if you don't succeed in your play, get back on defense, you will get punished. These are the best teams in the world, and they will take any chance they can to win.
1 minute in now, Flipside Tactics are looking at a goal. Almost a second as Greasy. It's a double tap off the backboard, just a little bit wide of the net. Cooks will try to keep that dream alive. Timmy with a clear chance. There it is. Miho a little bit too far behind. Won't be able to set up a play for them. No answer yet for that goal. Cooks keeps that to the side. His teammate getting demoed. Marky Duda will respawn on that right side there as Miho tries to set that up for a teammate. A little bit too far. No one home in net as that shot rolls to the far side. Marky Duda trying to catch up with Timmy. Now go in front of the net for Selfless. Can't get a shot.
Glad to see Selfless switching it up. No one in net because you saw Dapper dribbling the other team. He was literally bumping both Cooks and Marky back there to get him out of the net, trying to open something up. But the pressure is so far working out for Selfless as they're trying to keep it on this side.
New meta player dribbling. See how that goes as Cooks here keeps that one away from the net. They hold on to their lead. 2 minutes past now. No answer yet from Selfless. Back down to their own end. Miho will live that for Timmy. He'll shark around, waiting for boost at midfield. Just spawns as he leaves that, but he does get a touch to keep that away from Marky. He was looking for a shot on net. Second chance here. The roll off not far enough for Greasy. He'll at least get a 50-50. Cuts will back off. He knows Dapper's there. It's a scary person to have a 1v1 situation with. Dapper on the wrong end of the field as Cooks here tries to get a pass out to a teammate. Good back pass from Greasy, but Marky's going to be off on the read from that one. A lot of pressure still coming up from Flipside Tactics, but Selfless is doing a good job of breaking up any plays from Flipside. from being a shot on net.
Yeah, Cookser on that touch just was not able to get it simply because he had no boost, able to get another touch to apply pressure. But even his presence up there just builds this team's time and the ability to either rotate, get in a position, collect boost deny, whatever it is. Just those options and the respect that these guys have for each other is really, really dangerous.
I mean, you have to. I mean, all of these guys are the best in the world. You have to expect that they can do anything extraordinary at any moment. Flipside trying to get their second goal. As long as they hold on to one goal, they will win. Selfless looking to answer still. No real scoring opportunities for them. That's a not too good spot there for Selfless. Markey tries to get one off the post, gives it out to Cooks instead. A third in. Greasy will miss that one now. Counterattack for Selfless. The ball control not the strongest right now from Selfless. They lose possession again, and Greasy and Markey are just going to wait patiently for that to drop down off the roof and send it right back down into that orange end. Slow play from Greasy, puts one towards the net, stopped out by Timmy. Miho can't follow that up, and Cooks once again with the pressure on. Flipside doing everything it can to at least just keep the ball on their opponent's end of the field. There's a shot, Markey with a miss. It'll only still be a 1-goal lead, but Flipside still holds on with 1:18 left.
Right idea coming out from Flipside, that pass inside. Markey, who when he flipped it, was trying to get an angle.
But
Put that flick off that
off
bar!
the goal line. So close from Dapper just to put one in off the crossbar. Not enough though, there's still a goal down with a minute left. You need something more like that. They haven't had many scoring opportunities. When you get one, you have to utilize it. And they just missed that one. 55 seconds left now. Ball in control of Cooks here. Nice flick there with the Batmobile. Markey will catch that one off the wall. Strong clear. Down to Cooks here as he was waiting on the other end. Just forcing Selfless into their own end. If you can just keep them on defense, there's not many chances they'll have to score. And Flipside's doing an incredible job of putting Selfless on that back heel. Hard clear from Timmy. Won't be enough. 30 seconds left. Flipside still sitting up 1 goal. Super close game. 1 goal for Selfless. We'll bring this into a potential overtime in game number 1. There's Greasy to greet that one up high. Shot on net. Timmy, of course, with an easy save. That ball not moving too speedily. Pass to the middle to Greasy. This is a Flipside we love.
Unfortunate for this Selfless team as they try to play it up. Mio doesn't read that bounce correctly, and it plays inside. Markey has the option to either drive towards the net or take his teammate. The unselfishness of Flipside is what makes them so dangerous. A pass inside, and then a beauty of a shot from Greasy.
Well, there it is, 13 seconds left. Flipside Tactics up 2 goals to none for Selfless. Had a little bit of a rough time controlling the ball. Flipside spent a lot of time in Selfless's end. Selfless is definitely going to have to make some corrections coming into game number 2. They want a chance at the series. Flipside looking hot. And there it is. Your reigning world champions hold on to game number 1 against Selfless in the upper bracket. See if they can win game number 2, but anything can happen. Selfless for sure is looking to make some changes.
Well, it looks like Greasy is still on that brisk train with 6 shots compared to his other teammates who literally only have 1 out of Markey. Just trying to be that offensive front for his team, lead the charge in and then allow these other guys to follow up. But a lot of it did have to come from the defensive side from Flipside. They played very, very slow, very passive. And because of that, it just allowed them time to set things up. There was really no pressure, and I think that was the downfall of Selfless in that match. They were respecting their opponent almost too much.
Yeah, I know. Selfless spent way too much time on their own end. When they did have a chance to clear it, they just boomed it down to the other end. No follow-up, no forecheck from them, and Flipside's able, okay, it's going to take control, trap
Canadians
it,
coming
get
out.
boost. Get boost.
Forecheck, come on. What's a forecheck to the people at home that don't know?
A forecheck is when you throw the ball down into your opponent's end and you put pressure on, you don't just leave it.
Ball.
If you don't go in, bad forecheck. Oh, did I say putt?
No, you said
Okay.
you said
Well,
you
usually.
said ball, but
Usually
you mean
it's that.
puck.
Flipside Tactics now to game number 1. Selfless has to make some changes. They need to control the ball on their own end, and they can't just keep giving away possession. They have to take control, move it down, create a proper counterattack.
Yeah, a lot of it does come down to that pressure that you're talking about. As soon as these guys start to play really fast, and that's probably their biggest advantage, is when Selfless just goes all out all the time, they create opportunities for themselves because it's forcing the other teams simply to play on their back heel. They're playing reactionary rather than like a pace-controlled, like planned, calculated play.
Give your energy to Selfless. They're going to need it into this one. Flipside Tactics took the first one 2-0. They're up 1-0 in this best of 5. In the upper bracket, the loser won't be going home, but they will be down in the lower. That's not a spot you want to be. Flipside Tactics trying to get control early on here. Selfless backs off quickly. No one there contesting. No pressure at all on the offense for Selfless. And once again, they're finding themselves in the same situation they did game number 1. As Cucks here by himself, just putting pressure on into the corner. Greasy there as a second, just precautionary. I'm sure we'll see Marky in immediately after. A shot on net. Timmy Forrest was a little bit wide, but he did go for that touch to get it into the corner. It's Greasy by himself, gets that one back pass to the midfield. Marky's not going to be able to do anything real with that. Timmy with a chance to break down to the other end. It's all by himself, though. There's Dapper, a follow-up, shot on net. Marky backflipping on the goal line. They're going to grab game number one.
There's that aggression.
Sorry, goal number one.
Yeah, there's the aggression you're talking about. Timmy able to dribble it down. He forces Cookster to make a play. That save, unfortunately, doesn't play to the outside, and then the teammate shadowing him. Usually in those rotations, you have one lead with one close behind. Just in case you do lose a 50-50 or a challenge, there's someone on your team immediately to pick it back up.
They're not looking for the passing plays yet. You see the structure wasn't there from Selfless to be able to do that, but the solo play and a follow-up there from the teammate worked out beautifully. 1 minute in, they sit up exactly where Flipside was in the first game, 1-0. See if an answer can come up from Flipside Tactics. They're trying to gain possession here. A miss from Cooks here will send him out to midfield. Timmy just trying to be a nuisance. A chance for Dapper, a bump on Marky Duda from Timmy. Selfless, 2 goals into the lead.
Extremely well called, played up high, forcing Marky to make a save, and then again, that clear not far enough so it plays out, but then Timmy, being such a nuisance, gets in there and gets him out of the way. He recovered well. Marky was in the right spot, but Selfless had other plans.
He was, and then he wasn't. It's like a magic trick. Selfless, the Magicians, taking Flipside off the defense. Flipside looking to answer 2 goals now. A little bit of a carry there from Timmy. Will get stopped out by the defense of Flipside. As they try to move the other end, committing 2 to that one. Cooks will take control of it. A shot on net. Timmy will save that one. He's all over the field. Talked about being an underrated player. Absolutely. Timmy is a beast.
Oh!
Passing plays from Greasy, and Marky just stopped on the goal line by Dapper. Incredible save.
Again, these saves from Timmy. We saw quite a few clutch ones in the first game, but still the pressure coming to committing a shot over. Timmy again with another save.
Just played it slow on that one. You had 2, as you said, on offense from Flipside. They're getting a little antsy right now, and that might be the downfall. Just off the post. A shot from Timmy will go a little bit wide. Miho to keep this one on offense. He's going to steal boost as well. Dapper with the fake. Can he get Greasy as well? He's got Miho with him. A shot stopped by Greasy. Good patience from him. Could have been a scary spot. 2-on-1 situation you don't want on defense. Both your teammates are nowhere to be seen. Selfless holds on to that 2-goal lead. 2.5 minutes approaching now, as game number 2 is looking to be in Selfless's control. They made the changes they definitely needed to make from game number 1.
Both of these teams are doing a fantastic job in trusting their opponents as well as their own teammates in the aspect of how they make their plays. They have faith that these teammates against, or these opponents against them, are going to be making plays and committing to things. So what do? They go for fakes. They set it up. They let the ball just go past, and in soccer you call that a through ball, and allowing the teammate behind him to just make that play. It makes it very difficult to read. And when you have players like Cooks and Dapper, who are both phenomenal ones players, you think they're going to go for a cut or a flick or something. No, he's just going to pass it back to his teammate. There's so many options they have available.
What is scary, though, is Flipside Tactics is still looking out for each other for these passing plays. And when they move up the field together, that is a scary sight to see coming towards your net. This is exactly what they're trying to do now as they move on to offense. Greasy, the third in. Not enough boost to follow that one up. He'll leave that for Cooks and Marky. For some reason, double commit. No one home right now. Dapper will have a chance all by himself. And there it is, a goal for Dapper. 3-0, Flipside making absolutely terrible mistakes on defense.
All 3 committed, but I like what Dapper did here. He took his time. Too many times do we see people try to dribble it down and then just put a shot straight on net because they aren't afraid of that risk. The communication for these guys was clear. Yo, you've got all the time in the world. Don't worry about it. And it takes them off the clock, making it even easier for them to get this victory.
I know when my teammates tell me there's an open net, I am going to miss it. Absolutely. 3-0 now for Selfless. 1:30 left for Flipside Tactics. It's going to be a hard one to answer back, especially with what they've been doing. Almost a chance there for Selfless. Greasy with a chance to break out down to the other end. They're going to have to make some moves and make sure they're not double committing players to the ball. I've seen it way too many times in game number 2. Much different Flipside. Dapper trying to get that dribble, so close. Greasy will stop that one out. Marky going for boost. A little bit of an air dribble. He's going to fake it slowly. Timmy will say, I'll have none of that. Miho with a fake himself. Can he get it past Marky? No second one there. Marky read that one. 1 minute left, though. Still no answer from Flipside Tactics. They're going to have to do something crucial in this final minute.
It's really interesting to see Selfless try to go for some dribble conditioning, trying to focus on these dribbles over and over again, then eventually makes this Flipside team respect them, and that's when they stop doing it. They start passing and playing long. It opens up opportunities for them, and for Flipside, they don't seem to have an answer just yet.
No, you're right. The conditioning is what's going to ruin Flipside in the long run if they don't pay attention to it. Selfless still up 3 goals. They just have to hold on, not allow 3 from Flipside in 30 seconds left. And they will have the series all tied up. Best of 5, game number 1 went to Flipside. Game number 2 looking like it's going to Selfless. Cooks at least trying to get 1 goal stopped out. Miho will put that one down to the other end. They're going to hold off likely for the remaining 15 seconds as they grab another one. 4 goals now for Selfless.
Benefit of being up by 3 is that double commit. They can send to the house as it doesn't matter with this time. But that's a good way. It's a great way to demoralize the other team. When you're at this advantage, just keep punishing them. You see it too many times when people back off and just let that clock run out. No, they're going to punish, make it the worst they can.
The best crowd we've ever had.
Oh my goodness, right?
You guys are amazing. 10 seconds left now. Selfless up 4-0. We'll grab game number 2 against Flipside Tactics in the upper bracket, bringing us to a 1-1 situation in this best of 5.
Talk about a change of events between these two teams to go 2-0 and then switch it all the way in favor of Selfless 4-0. But it has to do with that man right there. Dapper coming up clutch.
Man, I mean, it's so scary. I am waiting for some montage moments right now. He had a couple. Those drift turnarounds are absolutely insane to see on the field. And against a team like Flipside Tactics, these are your reigning world champions, and you're daring to pull some stuff off like that? Absolutely insane.
I mean, you have to. You have to be able to take that experience and say, okay, yeah, they're the reigning world champions, but we're also one of the best teams in the world.
Absolutely.
You have to respect us, and that's what's making this team so great, is the ability to change it up and control the pace themselves. They're not basically just letting Flipside take it to them. They're being the team that they are saying, we're going to set the tone, and you're going to respect it, and if you don't, you're going to get ran over.
I mean, I can't give all the credit to Dapper, though. I mean, his entire team's been doing good. Mio's been a little bit quiet, but he has been hanging around it, catching any of the loose balls. I mean, we saw him on offense doing some boost steals around midfield, just trapping the ball, allowing his teammates to recuperate, and then letting Timmy and Dapper go off. And that's crucial. Have a player that's going to let you do that. You know, not just be like, I want to be a star, I'm going to go for this. Just play patient, play as your team. Flipside, though, on the other hand, has to make some changes. They did great in game number 1. Selfless adapted, pulled it out in game number 2, and I don't know what Flipside's. Well, don't double commit. That's the first thing.
Right. I mean, some of it did have to do with the aspect of it just seemed like the tables were completely turned. Selfless turned it on and played really, really fast. And it forced the change that normally we saw Greasy being that aggressor. He was the one to first commit not only to the ball, but he was also doing it in the side of Selfless when he was going for those 50-50s. That also then opened up the ability for Cookser and Markey to be up on the wall and put those clears back in. So because of that opportunity, they're going to have to change it up. They're going to have to find a way to then again control the pace themselves.
Well, I mean, we've seen quite a few great passing plays. Even though that they weren't playing their strongest in game number 2, they had a lot of good passes to each other. They're still watching out for each other. I mean, Markey and Greasy up on offense, that's scary. I mean, they have passes to the midfield on offense that, as a defender, it's really hard to stop. If that ball ends up on your flank where your camera's not looking, you're going to be caught in a really bad situation.
Yeah, it's difficult for these guys, but the big difference, too, Timmy with those clutch saves, those shots have been on net, but he has been flying through, able to get those out. If those weren't saved, totally different story we're seeing here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even with the mistakes that Flipside made. But I'm really excited to see game number 3, actually, really, because Flipside looked really strong in game number 1. A couple flunders here and there in game number 2.
Flunders.
I'm just making things up as per usual. And I think they fix those mistakes up. We're going to have a really, really close game coming into game number 3. Selfless, though, starting to look really good. I like how you talked about the conditioning before. That's so scary to really look from this perspective and see. I know it would work on me, but Flipside has to be aware of that. Not only their own mistakes.
It's a lot of things that we're going to do in Rocket League.
But yeah, a lot of things. But they also have to watch out for that conditioning that's happening. They have to be aware that Dapper is starting to pull these dribbles out, these fakes, and can switch it up at any moment. He could go for these double fakes, but next time he might not go for any of them and go for an air dribble or something.
Well, you saw these guys, they got to play against each other. If you guys didn't check out the Gold Rush LAN that they did, a lot of these players were flown out on a compendium thanks to you guys. You guys are awesome for that. And we saw the best play from some of the best players in the world, and a lot of people paid attention to that Cooks versus Dapper matchup in 1v1s. And we saw what Dapper was truly capable of, and you saw it in those plays. Like, just the ability to take the positioning of the card and be like, okay, well, there is some issues. We can't turn the fastest. No, I'm going to drift and boost at the same time. I'm going to cut that corner really quick, completely change direction, and it just adds more to his repertoire. And when you get that stuff coming through, like, it comes to a point when how do you shut that down without committing? And some of that double commitment might be because of that. They just are trying to apply this pressure, but who knows? Game number 3, it's all tied up in this best of 5. It's anybody's match.
1-1 right now as we start off down on the field. Selfless made some really good changes. Flipside made the wrong ones. See if they can fix that up in game number 3. They end up on an attack. Selfless does, but a little bit too much. Long clear. Greasy Meister going to grab a point for Flipside Tactics.
Flipside all sitting down. Marky actually put that up really high, but there you see it. All three players of Selfless in kind of like a triangle, I guess. Well, that's the shape we'll go with. But they're all sitting right underneath the ball.
Technically, they're always in a triangle.
I mean, true. It's just not equilateral or isosceles. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you're right. 3 points.
Kids.
3 points. Oh, we're teaching people here, Leaf.
I don't think we're teaching anything. 30 seconds in, and Flipside Tactics gonna grab a second one off the roof there.
Yeah, kickoff goal. We haven't seen one of those since the very beginning with Denial and Alpha Sydney. With that ball bouncing out, Cooks are just playing that up high, and those are really difficult to read off that ceiling.
Kickoffs can change the momentum of everything. Unfortunately for Selfless, it was already in Flipside's favor with 1 goal up. They're gonna grab 2 now in the first 30 seconds. I believe Selfless can pull this one back, though. They're looking really strong coming out of game number 2. Flipside looking for each other. Cooks here right off that kickoff, grabbed his second goal. Marquis looking for another one. We'll grab a demo instead, but that ball is gonna fly way too wide for a goal. 1 minute approaching now. Selfless still holding off an onslaught of shots from Flipside. They're playing it nice and easy on that offense, just waiting for that ball to come to them. And there's a shot, that's gonna roll in net, no one home. Dapper can't get there in time. What is happening? Flipside Tactics up 3-0.
Here's the big difference maker, that clear again, just not getting out far enough, but there you see it. We saw it in the first game. Greasy contesting the ball on the side of Selfless. He's not waiting, he's approaching, trying to contest that 50-50 as soon as possible. In this case, he wins it out.
1 minute in, we've already seen 3 goals now for Flipside Tactics. We're tied up in the series, but if they can hold on to this lead, they will see themselves at match point to stay on that upper side of the bracket, sending Selfless down. I'm sure Selfless isn't ready to go out yet. Miho, now the 50-50 at midfield, will go back to their own end. Timmy just tries to get a touch away from Markey, but touches aren't really going anywhere in their benefit. He will snag the wall there. Dapper will come down to grab that one in midfield. There's Markey. Miho will back off. No, what? Where's Timmy? Timmy, please? Hello?
Timmy, we see you make these saves, but I was actually surprised because a lot of it had to do, it was definitely a 2-on-3. Even if this didn't go in, I think Mio just missed the boost and couldn't get back in time. But Dapper had to go to the far boost as well, so even if that contest didn't happen, they're gonna be playing 3-on-2 with pressure from Flipside.
Well, now Flipside Tactics is up 4 goals to none, 1 in a minute halves in. Selfless needs to make some serious changes right now. Flipside moving really fast, a lot of defensive flubs. That needs to change. There's Dapper against Cooks here. Batmobile's gonna win that one out for Greasy Meister. He'll drop that down in front of the net. Timmy, knowing where that was gonna end up, will steal that away. Dapper, quick counter attack, throws the ball away. Possession out of their hands. Miho just tries to keep that to the corner. Timmy, that pinch will go in his favor, but no follow-up. We'll have Greasy Meister sending that one off the backboard yet again. Back to midfield. Look at the spread from Flipside Tactics. They're making sure to be covering every angle. They angled there, though, from Greasy just a little bit wide. Cooks keeping the pressure on Markey there with him. 50-50 from Timmy. He'll be out of the play. Greasy sit out in front of the net. Markey might have a chance here. Miho can't get to it in time. 5 goals now for Flipside Tactics.
Risky plays coming out as well. You see it there. Dapper just getting bumped by Cookser as they were grouped up, trying to get anything of boost. But it doesn't matter. As soon as that one commits and knocks out that... Like, that rotation is so clean cut with a team that's that fast that if anybody gets taken out, it just gives a free roller to the other team. They play it right back in.
Well, I mean, if Flipside could score 5 goals in 2.5 minutes, Selfless can surely do the same thing. They're not out of this one yet, but Flipside is looking really dominant thus far. Well, unless they let that one go in, these are the weirdest goals in this series right now. Dapper gonna grab the first one. That's actually the best response.
Like, I'm trying to see what Markey did there, and he's just like he was in the midfield, and I think he wanted to let it pop up off his back wall so he could hit it into the corner. I'm just assuming here. It sounds like a good idea, where he was gonna just pop it up with the back of the wall and then play it across, but he missed it, and it went in the net.
He most certainly did, and Selfless is gonna grab them their first goal in game number 3. Flipside has quite a few to spare, though. Still 4 goals into the lead. They just have to hold on to that for another 2 minutes. See if Selfless can start to ramp up their attack and pull themselves back into this game. As they create an attack here, shot on net, stopped by Markey as he flies across the goal line just off that sidebar. Cooks here up to Greasy, you see him, he does. Pops that not in the best spot. Markey will try to finish it, finds the post, puts it in, 6-1. With 1:51 left, I like the scoreline.
Another great play, and this is where Flipside gets dangerous. That comfortability is starting to come through. Pass plays, everybody getting involved, the pass up to his teammate and back across. That misdirection in the field, very tough to read, and it just shows why they have 6 goals over 1.
The minute 50 left, Selfless still looking to grab 5 more now. Flipside needs 1 more for that infamous scoreline. See if they can grab it as they try to move upfield.
Don't talk about it. Wave ruined it last time.
Nice defense. That's true. Commentator Chris. Shot off the backboard, though. They might have it here. Is that going to roll in on the goal line? Miho keeps that dream at bay, and he takes control. A nice little dribble and a flick. Will be stopped out by Greasy. He's going to grab the boost, though. Greasy won't have enough to follow that up. Cooks will try to take this touch off the wall. He knows where Timmy's putting that.
He's already in the air before that ball gets cleared.
It's Cooks here. What do you expect?
It's not nice, man.
Greasy Meister. We'll send that to Cooks. Just a bit of a miss there as he tries to redirect that one towards the net. Timmy with a dribble there. Won't get that anywhere he wanted it to. Dapper forced into the air to send that to midfield. 1 minute remaining now. So we have a 6-1 scoreline for Flipside Tactics. This will put them at 2-1 in the series and match point to move on in the upper bracket. Reigning world champions showing us why they won that last season with an incredible lead at this point. Dapper. That squishy flick, not quite getting the touch on it though. Greasy will trap this one, just playing it slow. They don't really have to do much at this point unless they want that 7th goal. Cooks will send that towards the net. That'll be almost on target as Timmy steals that one away. Greasy trying to put that one back in the blocks. Dapper trying to clear it. Finds the back of that backmobile. Marky Duda, no finish as Greasy moves in. Sends it just a little bit too far left of that net. Back down into Flipside's end. 15 seconds left to see if Flipside can grab this last goal. Greasy squeezing through. Marky and Cooks are there to send it back down the other end. That one might reach off the backboard. Miho will be there to receive it. And that'll send back down into Flipside Tactics end. Marky will own goal that one just for the finish, just to have fun. And Flipside Tactics grabbing game number 3.
Now, you did mention a squishy flick off the ceiling. For those that don't know, when Dapper comes off the ball, if you use the ceiling, technically it's considered the ground, so you still have a second jump reset that you can use after that. Very difficult to read when used correctly, and Dapper's one of the better ones at it, to be completely honest.
And there it is, Flipside Tactics in an amazing performance. A lot of mistakes, though, from Selfless, and Flipside's like, well, we're just going to punish you and put the ball in your own net. Quite a few strange goals. I mean, I think the second one there was Timmy and Miho just wide of the net, wide open net, and easy roll in there for Flipside. Really strange game there, to be honest. Even one of those goals for Selfless against Flipside, as it just rolls in from the far side. Game number 4, Selfless has to win this one to bring it to game number 5 and keep their dreams of staying in the upper bracket alive. Really strange game, though. What did they have to change? I mean, that was some strange gameplay we saw.
Well, I mean, you talked about it. It was quite a bit of contrast from one to the other, and that's the benefit of the Selfless team is we've seen what they're capable of. They know that they have this opportunity in them. But Flipside really shut it down. And a lot of it had to do with reverting back to what initially worked. They were able to spread out the field, and as soon as something happened, they were there to contest it. You mentioned that it's just because it's Cookser. It's no, because it was really telegraphed. These guys are making plays to the outside, and they're putting them right up the wall. And because of that, these players on Flipside are able to just sit there and wait and put it right back in. They need to start those pass plays. And I know it's difficult because their play style has changed up from that so much. Some of it does have to come through in the aspect of, okay, we've been really good individual mechanical players. You might have to go back to where you're comfortable. Start trying to make these crazy dribbles and then have your teammates follow up, because that's how they got the goals initially. They were able to bring one down, force somebody out, and then had someone immediately follow up.
Selfless has to make some serious changes here. Coming into game number 4, Flipside Tactics sitting at match point in spectacular fashion out of game number 3. Selfless looking to drop into that lower bracket. See if they can make those changes right now, right here. As they try to put it on to attack. Chance there, Dapper sees Miho coming back from the side. A shot on net, incredible play. They're looking out for each other. Selfless back in the game.
That play a little reminiscent of the last time we saw Timmy be a weekend warrior, but it looks like Miho's gonna be the one to play that, and that angle as well across the screen.
There it is, nice play there. They find each other in the corner with the passing play. Very quick goal there. 20 seconds into game number 4, Selfless finds himself in the lead. An answer, we'll see if it can come up from Flipside. Off the backboard, a miss there. Dapper with a chance. Marky forced into the situation, but that's 2 people now onto the ball. Good touches there from Greasy Marky as they move back to defense just to keep that ball away from that pressure that's coming out from Selfless, but it's not enough. Dapper will find the far corner.
Hey, talk about a team full of surprises. That bump, Timmy just being a nuisance, forcing these guys out with that missed touch and that angle from Dapper. The only place he could put it, otherwise Marky was going to get that 50-50.
There it is. Now we have Selfless up 2 goals in under a minute. Still 17 seconds left in this first minute of play. Flipside looking to answer still. The series has been extremely back and forth. Very hard to really predict who's going to take this series. There's a chance now. Dapper, Timmy moving that one up together alongside Marky Duda. He's going to get that big ol' Octane in the way. Miho with the 50-50. Defensively, they have to be careful here, as you had all 3 of Flipside moving forward and only 1 defender. It was Dapper for Selfless in his own net. Demo will buy Greasy time. Nope. Timmy gonna put the pressure on immediately, grabbing that boost on the way out. Will put Flipside in a tricky situation if they end up back on a defense, and they do. And there's another boost steal, and this is gonna be a scary spot for Flipside. They do manage to get that out there. Doink from Marky Duda will send that down into Selfless's end, giving the chance for Flipside Tactics to grab some boost.
Now, really smart play as well by Marky up there on the corner. Even though they didn't have the ability to play that back inside and his teammates weren't ready, he goes up, makes a touch, and actually plays back to his own team. The ability to maintain possession to set up plays as this team tries to pressure another save, and this Selfless team really starting to heat up.
You're absolutely right. They're on offense right now, and they are not giving up. They are relentless. You have to make sure that they don't commit too many people to it. Miho was very aware of that and waited back. Got in the way of a chance there from Marky. Cook's trying to finish it off. A little chip from Greasy as he fades into the abyss. Won't be enough. Timmy, Dapper, Miho, Triforce moving up the field. That's going to pinch right toward the net. Miho forced to save that one. Very smart play from him to move back. I said he's been quiet, but that's only because he's going exactly where he needs to, and just getting those small touches that really make the difference. Still sitting up 2-0. 2.5 minutes left. Flipside still looking to answer those 2 goals. There's a chance for one right there. Just a miss off the crossbar. Tried to snipe out that corner. They'll have to try again from their own end as Selfless throws that one right back down.
Oh, looks like Greasy's going to play this across his net to Cookser. Good pass play and good foresight. Play that off the side, but a miss coming out from Dapper as Greasy gets to play this back inside. It doesn't matter. Mio waiting to clear that back downfield.
Timmy, nice little pop there. Throws Marky out of the play. A second one, power shot. Stopped out by Cookser there. Big old plank of wood getting in the way, and now a move down the other end for Flipside. A shot on net, stopped by Miho. 2 minutes left. Flipside still scoreless in game number 4. They're at match point. 3 goals will grab them a win. Move them on forward into that upper bracket. Selfless looking to be the team to do that, though, as they bring this potentially to a game number 5. Nice back pass there. Dapper right back to Miho. Failed half flip. He'll have to recuperate at midfield. Off the backboard there, no one there to punish that. That could have been very bad for Cooks here. Since he missed that one, had a Selfless player been there to punish that.
Interesting pass choice there.
Yeah, looking for each other. It was a little weird, though. He had no idea really visually where his teammate was.
Still worked out, though. That pass back to Cooks allowed the other 2 to move up front. Fortunately, they haven't got a goal from it yet, but still trying. Dapper, these clutch saves. You can hear the crowd just cheering on this team on defense, and this has been nonstop back and forth between these 2.
It's absolutely scary right now. You know, Flipside coming in this final minute of gameplay with no goals. Nothing to lose really at this point. They're going to put on relentless amounts of pressure, and Selfless has to be aware of that. They have to know defensively they need to be strong or just absolutely destroy them on their own offense, which they tried to do there. It failed. They'll be back down to their own end. That's going to be a touch out of Cooks, though. Not probably the touch he wanted. That'll fly way wide to that other corner, the left side. Marky can't really pull anything out of that one. Timmy just has to play this one slow. Be a nuisance there to Greasy Meister to kill that clock. Time management will be a critical skill here for Selfless coming into that final 30 seconds as they sit up 2 goals to none.
Well, with 25 seconds left, just about. Flipside looks like they're going all back to make sure they all have boost as they make a couple final attempts. Unfortunately for that, Cookser missed that back boost. He's only sitting around 25-ish as it makes a good pay inside. Can he get the shot? It's going to sneak past.
It's going to find the net.
The fake from Marky.
There it is, a little bit of a flick from Cooks here, and he's going to send that one flying to the far side. Nice little, I love the Batmobile, man.
That touch as well, like normally you see people pop it up and then jump into it again to put power on it. Instead he jumps, gets underneath the car, and then flicks it to the side. Adds a little bit of oomph to it, if I say so myself.
A little bit of oomph, but I don't know if it'll be enough oomph as they have 10 seconds left to grab one more goal. Selfless looking to grab a win here. They're putting everything on offense just to kill off this clock. That's actually a scary spot, though. Cooks here has a chance to send that towards the net. Marky Duda on target. Dapper just going to give it away off the crossbar.
My goodness.
Selfless will walk away with a win. We're going to a Game 5 in a very, very close situation.
I think the crowd liked that energy just a little bit. Look at these guys back and forth, Selfless fighting for their lives. And we get our first Game 5.
I don't know how Selfless is still breathing after that one, to be honest. That was scary. So close for Flipside to turn that one around, put a goal in and tie it up for an overtime, and that would have been one goal for them to grab a win in the series. Now we have a game number 5. Flipside Tactics, your reigning world champions, but Selfless, the new young comers, looking to take that away from them, send them down into that lower bracket. They can do that right here, right now.
Well, the dangerous thing about Flipside, Selfless,
I mean, they're both dangerous teams.
Yes. But the dangerous thing about Flipside is how they play from behind. They like to have this pressure.
Yep.
It is one of the things that makes them so very dangerous in the same way that leftovers are so very dangerous. You cannot count them out ever.
You cannot sleep on either of these teams. They will wake you up, and it won't be the best wake up you've ever had in your life.
It's like getting hit with a splash of water when you're finally in that extra 5 minutes.
Like a brick. That's what it's like. When Flipside comes back at you.
You must have had a rough childhood, man. Your mom wake you up with bricks instead of water or something.
That explains a lot, actually, really.
Yeah, unfortunate for that. But these guys have been back and forth every single game so far this series. 2-0, 4-0, and then a little bit closer other than the previous one where we almost had that Brazil. But game in number 5, winner take all in this upper bracket, trying to stay alive and give themselves a better chance.
You said it yourself. Here we are, tied up 2-2. This win will send one of these teams further into that upper bracket. That's where you want to be. One of them drop down into the lower. No one home right now. Dapper will be able to get back just in time. Takes good control of that to keep it away. Timmy, the third man, rotating on that defense. Will get a nice clear, but no follow-up. Greasy Meister to send that right back down into the corner. 30 seconds in. No early goal for either team here. Both teams should be situated on the field. Dapper all boosted up. Miho will try to get a pass out to him off the backboard. Dapper is going to back off. He thought that touch from Greasy Meister was come out, but you see how much they respect each other. He thought that touch was coming. When Greasy didn't get it, now he's out of position.
Also really good recovery by Markey. Both him and Greasy went up for that save. He immediately lands, jumps back up, because he knows if he doesn't put a body in that way, it's a free shot for Selfless, and they've been pretty clinical when it comes to those.
First minute by, no goals now. Uncharacteristic of both of these teams in this series. Seen a lot of first-minute goals. Ooh, that second touch in front of the net. I don't think any of his teammates expected that one.
I don't think he expected that one.
As no one was there to put that in front of the net. Back in their own end, flip side. A trap there from Markey, quickly up into the air. Just gives that one away. Smart play there from Dapper as he waits for that second touch from Markey. Cox can't win that 50-50. Dapper will have to steal us off the ground. He knows Markey's there, but can't get up in time. He's boosted up, though, and that'll kind of thwart any kind of attacks from midfield from Flipside as they're out of boost. A shot on net. What a save from Greasy as he just comes across the goal line to keep this at a 0-0 scoreline.
Fantastic save from Greasy, making sure to keep this 0-0, but as we're just about to approach 2 minutes left, you see Cooks going up for a touch, plays that over to the side. Unfortunately, his teammate Markey not able to get there in time as a 50-50 goes in favor of Selfless. Back in blue territory. As this ball settles into the middle, a shot coming out from Miho. He gets it. Oh, what a shot from Miho!
Miho from the heavens above drops one in on Flipside Tactics. Your reigning world champions now down with 3 minutes left. Selfless doing it in style.
I was curious what approach he was going to go with that shot as he came in. I thought he was going to flip around and try to go for a sharper angle. He actually just touches the wheels and shoots it straight down. And even though Cooks almost had a save on it, it wasn't enough. It goes into the back of the net.
Overwhelming support now for Selfless as they sit up 1-0 in the series. Game number 5. One of these teams dropping down to the lower, and Flipside being a goal down will be that team if they can't answer that fantastic goal that just came back. That's not the spot you want to put the ball. Timmy trying to punish that one. Flipside, a little bit of an awkward defensive maneuver there as they try to move up past midfield. Good pass to Greasy, sends one flying towards the net, but of course, defense is there for Selfless. Nice pressure from Markey. Greasy will try to put on target, but not enough power. Timmy will be able to just nicely send that one back down to midfield. 2.5 minutes left in game number 5. Selfless still unanswered on that last goal. Miho has a chance off the backboard. Dapper has to get up quick. Can't get in that in way of that one in time to put it on target, but at least he kept the pressure on and allow his teammates to try to figure something else again from midfield. Greasy with control, nice little pop there, keeps it away from Miho, but he loses possession because of it. In front of the net, Cooks here. Shot going way wide on that one. Marky will have to try again from the other end. Good boost still there from Flipside on offense, but they miss that touch, and now Miho and Dapper have a chance to move up as Miho flicks that one to Dapper.
Fantastic job as well by Selfless, going back and reverting to those dribbles. As soon as he saw that he had time, instead of forcing it and giving possession back, he slows it down, dribbles it up, allows his teammates to get inside as another pass play coming out, trying to force these guys on defense as the pressure from Flipside is starting to happen.
Both these teams are actually starting to get really incredible passes to each other in the box of their opponent's side of the field, and it's scary for either side, but Selfless does hold that advantage with a 1-goal lead. 1:18 left in game number 5. Flipside has to answer.
What?
They almost do it there. Marky,
No,
a shot
no!
just blocked over Miho. We're all tied up into that final minute of gameplay.
The placement from Cooks here is so clutch. Top right, it forces Timmy to make an awkward save because that he can't get off the wall. He's stuck on it, and then Miho just doesn't expect it. It plays over the top. We are all tied up in game number 5.
There it is, 1:12 left. Flipside finally answering that goal from Selfless with a nice little lob there from Marky Duda. One of these teams just need 1 goal to put themselves into the lead to grab themselves further into the bracket.
What?
And it's gonna be
Are you kidding me?
It bounces that one over everybody.
What is this pass play? Dapper playing it up, follows it up, and then a doink over both defenders to upper 9. Are you kidding me?
Dapper, please. Dapper, please, you're gonna ruin me. Selfless spectacularly regains the lead. 1 minute left. Flipside has to be impressed with that one themselves, but they have to answer with a goal now as we approach that final minute of gameplay. Greasy gonna try to set up the play. Pass way too far there. Marky Duda can't do anything with it. And there is Selfless now. Strong defense keeps that attack off target. But Flipside is not ready to give up yet. Marky towards the net. Cooks, can he redirect it just past Dapper? He can't. He'll get in the way of that one. Cooks all alone. Will have to back off now as Selfless moves back down towards the blue end. Cooks here with control. Will get bumped out of the way. Timmy rotates back to defense. Never out of the play he is. He's everywhere on this field. In front of the net there. Cooks has a chance. Off the backboard. Not enough boost to really follow it up. The momentum carries him too far to the side. Marky, the last defender, has to play this smart. He does.
15 seconds left.
In front of the net with 15 seconds left. Dapper, control. They just have to hold it off. 1 goal is needed for Flipside Tactics, or they're going into the lower bracket.
Could that be it?
Cooks, Timmy will stop it off. 2, 1. A shot.
No,
They're
it's
down
not.
there.
Oh, they tied up! They're tying up!
What are you doing,
my
Selfless?
goodness!
Flipside Tactics with 0 seconds left. Pulls it back with a mistouch on defense from Selfless, and we're going into overtime.
They thought it was all over, that soft touch to kill it, but just waiting patiently for his opportunity. Here we go, game 5 overtime.
Greasy Meister will try to simple play off the bat here, but man, oh man, both these teams are firing on all cylinders at this point. Overtime now, game number 5. One of these teams dropping down into the lower. 1 goal will spell a winner here. And Selfless looking to do that as they try to create an attack. No one home. Dapper just rushing across that box. Will be able to get a pass to himself. A shot on target. Cookser will float in the air to send that one to the side, but Timmy isn't ready to give up this play yet in the possession. Cookser sends it back. Miho, smart the entire series so far, and knowing when an attack's going to come up from Flipside, makes it back to defense. 40 seconds in now. Greasy, a slow touch. Will just try to get control. He knows his teammates are behind him. He can take it slow into the corner. Marky booms this one down to the other end, off the backboard. Miho, clutch save. He had to get that touch, and he sends it right back down into Flipside's end. 1 minute overtime, passing now in game number 5.
1 minute in, you see Miho coming for a shot, saved by Marky, but Cooks are committed as well. Good job by Marky staying on that wall and making another clear, but the pressure's not yet up as that ball played into mid, and a big clear from Greasy. This is the time that Flipside has to grab some boost.
This is absolutely nuts. One small mistake will get punished by either one of these teams. And that might be it there as a goal.
What?
Off the goal line, Marky Duda not going to get credit for a goal as Flipside just misses out on a goal there, and Selfless pulls this one back down into their end. A shot off the post there. Dapper, what? Crazy Meister keeps us alive. My heart can't take this anymore. Someone score.
Flipside showing that they are the gatekeeper. You must go through them to win the land, and this is the first step of many. As this ball settles, Greasy tries to play this inside. Saved again by Miho as it bounces right back to Cookser. The Flipside offense up in aggression.
2 minutes of overtime now in game number 5. Good stop there. Coming out from Zapper as they send that to midfield. Markey will have control, but does he have enough boost to do anything useful? We hope. We'll see that one away. Breezy to Markey. Cooks is waiting for that pass. He'll be up quick. He does off the backboard. A second touch from Cooks here. Oh my goodness! Cookser! And Cookser for Flipside Tactics. Always coming out clutch. Will grab themselves a win to move themselves forward in the upper bracket.
We saw this throughout the regional championships. Cookser from that top left angle. Bottom right, this is the RLCS World Championships here at the Wiltern in Los Angeles. Oh my goodness.
This is the state of Rocket League, and I am happy to be here right now. Flipside Tactics, spectacularly, and once again, Cooks are coming in clutch. Takes it away. I saw Markey pick him up and give him a big old bear hug. That is so intense, man, and so scary, but let's give shout-outs to Selfless. Oh my goodness, they're still alive. They're in the lower bracket, but they put on a show for us against Flipside Tactics.
To battle it back against the reigning world champions, and I have to show this community some love. Look what this team does on Flipside immediately after that loss. Super close, they go immediately over, give hugs, tell everybody like, great game, we'll see you guys later in the lower bracket. It's to encourage these guys because they want nothing but the best competition here at the Rocket League Championship
I love the community.
Series.
This goes out to all you guys. It's fantastic to the players, the community, every single person in this, fantastic. And we just got a great match of Rocket League. Flipside Tactics, we'll move on in the upper bracket. We're used to them being down in that lower bracket there, and that's a scary spot, but that will be Selfless. And honestly, the way Selfless played, I'm scared for the teams down in that lower bracket.
Well, we talk about them being the wild card, but that changes the entire story we've seen from Flipside from now on. They're not in the lower bracket. That means they still have an extra life later in the tournament, further in the upper bracket. No thanks. Like, if they're, I'm done.
Yeah, you don't want to give that to your reigning world champions. That's not something you should give them. We need to put them at a handicap here. Now they have an advantage being in that upper bracket, and I can't wait to see more from them. It's going to be absolutely fantastic Rocket League from here on out.
I couldn't ask for anything else, but let's really look back at that series and talk about the back and forth. The differences and how it really changed. So you're talking about completely 1v1s, play style dribbling, to follow up, to contest in the midfield, to whatever the heck that other game was, and then back into all out between both players. Like, unbelievable.
Well, I'm done for now. That was absolutely exhausting, but we have Greasy Meister from Flipside Tactics up there on the stage with Joey, and I want to hear from him.
All right, guys, we've got Greasy Meister here. Give it up for him, huh? We have defending world champs here. Your guys' opening game for yourselves. That one was crazy, man. It was first game was so-so, second game went one way, third game went a completely different way. Back and forth action until the end. Explain that.
It's hard to explain because I need to piss really bad, so it was like I had to think about that too. So it was like, so I did not think about it too much, but play. So it was cool. Thank you.
Nice, nice, nice. Now you guys, for the rest of this tournament, how's it expected to go for you guys? Are you nervous at all for any matchups, or do you feel like you're just gonna roll on through?
I'm nervous for any matchup because everyone's getting so good at the game. But I think like in an environment like this at LAN, I think we still have the upper hand if we perform as we usually do. So that was it.
Okay. Now, anything you'd like to say to your fans or anybody from back home?
Hello. Hello.
Give it up for him, guys. We're gonna head back to the desk. Thank you very much, bud.